Welcome to Pendragon. Tonight, we are at the age 566 AD, the year after King Arthur perished along with Mordred. This is known as the Age of Sorrows. Throughout this year, a new king has been claimed. The King Mordred II has placed himself on the throne in Camelot. Our knights are accompanied by none other, or actually are being accompanied by none other than Earl Roderick of Salisbury, along with others from around the kingdom. Tonight, however, is a tale that should be happy, but instead is much more grim, as the first thing you see is the kicking back of dirt as the hooves kick off and the joust starts, the horse panting, your lance lowering down into aim, and the other knight charging towards you, armor scuffed, dented, and worn. As he layers his down, we're going to roll immediately and find out what happens. Tonight, we're going to start with Sir Ingram charging forward. Give me your roll.
All right, that's a 4.
And this is a 13 for myself, and our knights for the evening are an 11 for this one. So he fails. So with a 4, the way this works, you will take, since this is not a critical success, you will break a lance off on him. And I want to have you describe this as Sir Ingram crashes the lance against the armor and shield, and it busts and kind of ricochets to the ground. The dirt still kicking up as you're pushing forward. What does Sir Ingram look like? And where were they coming from to end up in this predicament?
On horseback, in this very moment, you would see Sir Ingram, feet in the stirrups and standing slightly, raised a little bit off of the saddle of the horse, dressed in armor, the clinking of chain and plate against each other as he sort of lifts the visor, and you see olive skin, well tanned from time in the sun, a little bit of dark hair cut relatively short, peeking out from underneath the top of the helm. A little bit more delicate featured, clean shaven, definitely standing tall and proud atop the horse as he rides back, kind of glances over his shoulder at the opponent as he reaches the end, looks to his squire, a youth that in stature is, even unarmored, looks a fair bit hardier than Sir Ingram himself does. And as he exchanges that look with his squire, readying himself for another pass, reflecting on this really being sort of that first era of his own knighthood, having just freshly been knighted, on this path to prove himself, to establish his family name, as really his training all comes from knights on his mother's side.
And as you return, you see your squire, Romero, put a flag in the post next to yours. And what is that flag? What does that flag look like? What are you flying?
The flag bears the coat of arms that Ingram generally uses. It's green and gold with the symbol of a pomegranate on it. The very, not a very typical British iconography, as Sir Ingram's heritage on his father's side that he proudly displays in displaying this flag comes from the south, in the countryside of Iberia.
Excellent. And you can hear the cheer from the crowds that line the fence line as the list kind of resets. He grabbed the knight across from you, grabs their lance again, and you grab yours, and you rally back for a second strike. This is of 3. But what is going through as you begin to proceed with your next charge? What is the first thing that goes through Sir Ingram's mind?
In this moment, there is just a sense of focus as he kind of lowers the visor back down on the helm, kind of readying the lance, takes that breath. There's almost that moment where the sounds of horses' hooves and cheering of the crowd seems to kind of mute around him. And in that moment, it is just him and an opponent, the flag behind him, and just sort of that upright need to really make a statement. And as he takes that breath, there is almost a silent prayer as he kind of places a hand to his chest, but not a prayer necessarily to a god, but rather to his own family lineage, to the legacy that he is here to prove, to make a name for, and for that guidance.
Excellent. With that, I want you to roll me a spiritual check.
Ooh, that was close. That's a 15 under 16.
Ooh, very close. But a success, which means that you feel that energy, that sense of purpose of why you're here and the honor of your family. And I'll say with that one, I want you to make a check mark next to that, and we'll come back to that later in the story, because that was important. And we're going to roll off again. Now, what could happen here is they could get dehorsed, and if they're dehorsed, they're automatically a loss, or they could break another lance. So we'll see what happens. I've got a 1, so I succeeded.
Ooh. I've got an 8, and this is charge, correct?
This is charge, correct.
So 8 under 10.
Yes. So you still succeed, and based on jousting rules for this, and we won't go through all the rules every time, but I want to make sure that the audience at least understands what these are, because these are very strange rules compared to a normal tabletop game. So you won, you broke the lance, so now I'm going to roll my dex roll. And with that, you watch as that moment of, and everything quiets. And you see for a moment his lance just slightly raise, and you knew you had him. And as you do, you drill it through the chest, and you watch as he flies off and lands in the mud, in the muck, and the horse kind of takes off, and his squire has to run out and grab the reins and pull him back, and he is carried off towards your towards the side where he is technically captured. So you place all 3, and Romero excitedly, boom, boom, 2 more additional pop up as the cheering erupts, as you are the first of the Salisbury Knights to succeed against these knights of the new king. Next, we have Sir Rowan, as they rally a new knight of the new king as he points over to one who's also, this one though not drenched in what seems to be dense and worn. This is sharp. This is clean. He is very made ready for this fight. His horse has a large metal plate that kind of sits over the top of the front of the head. And he grabs his lance. And you can see for a moment he checks the lance. He brings the lance down and makes sure that the head of the lance is still solid as you prepare. And as the trumpet sounds, roll.
What a great quick opportunity. I need to see why my dogs keep barking. Pause for editing. Be right back.
Okay. Poor Sam's dogs.
At least. Yeah, Morgana had a possum in her mouth on Sunday night.
It's your charge.
Got it. Then yes, I succeeded.
Okay. And
actually, if you want to be forthright about it, 10 for me would be a critical success.
interesting, because a 15 for our knight is also a critical success.
But I said it first.
With that, so a double critical, which I was not expecting, which is awesome. You hit lance to lance. Both lances break, and I need you to roll me a horsemanship roll.
I succeeded on a 6, not a critical.
And he also succeeded on a 10, and pulls. So what you pretty much do is as the lances clash together, the horses buck up, and then you're able to pull the reins back in order to reset. Both of you would get 1 point for that. And as that crack happens, what does, as the splinters of the wood fall to the ground and you turn, what does the audience see? What does the crowd see of Sir Rowan?
Moving away from that first turn at the lists, I would imagine I raised the visor on my borrowed salad helm, and those splinters didn't just go down. They definitely flaked up and back, and so there's like a little bit of blood trickling down from at least one of my cheeks. But this is a key feature on my character sheet. I sort of like laugh and smile at the crowd, and I nod my head over at Sir Ingram with a full mouth of teeth. And they're relatively straight too, but a very jovial looking man with long brunette hair, obviously tied back and underneath the appropriate headdress that would go under the helmet but above the head. And there's a little bit of mud in my face because there's always at least a little bit of dirt there. But despite not having a clear and evident victory, I am rejoiced at the notion that fate allowed for me to have a lance-to-lance strike. Some people in my old circles would consider that lucky, and I am ready for the next bout.
Aspen energetically jumps up and places your post, and as they do that, what does your flag show?
It's a simple flag with mixed green and brown stripes at the background, and in the forefront, of course, is a full rack of deer antlers with a crescent moon in the center.
Excellent. And as you rally, as Aspen hands you the next lance, and you rally again, roll. I need you to roll me a dexterity save, please, or a dexterity check, please.
For the audience at home, I have done what in most games would be awesome, but in this game is considered a fumble with a natural 20.
Oh, well, that is a different conversation completely then. With a fumble, then let me pull up our fumble chart, because that is a thing in this one. So I need you, so for that, I need you to roll me another d20. 20 roll.
16's got to be good. My teeth aren't so straight anymore, are they?
So, so what happens with the fumble is as you're struck, you'll fall, but not only that, you push your lance into the saddle of the other, and you hear the horse weaning and crying out as this lance kind of splinters and jams in. The blood starts to seep, and you hear a boo, real heavy, casting this out. And if you wouldn't have fallen from, and while that happens, I need you to roll me your dex check to make sure that you do see if you do fall or not.
At a 4, I do succeed.
Okay, so you will. They say that this is unacceptable, and the king deserves to place actual consequence to this man, for he has struck a mighty steed. And the king stands and kind of raises his hand. He says, "No, we will not strike down those during a combat like this, for it is an accident. I believe there is no harm of foul play." And he waves it off, and he says, and you can see that the other individual is extremely angry. But he, and we'll say that, and with that, he'll take a second point. And with this last roll, we'll see what happens.
It would be fully in keeping with my character, believe it or not, to bow out at this point to see to the horse. So
Okay.
I would gracefully withdraw from the competition at this point. Mm-hmm.
All right. And with you bowing out of this competition, the boos lighten, but there is still this very strange confusion of, this is a tournament, this is a celebration, and this is bowing out. But he steps away.
And I know we should be moving on to another night, but for what it's worth, I confer only very briefly with Aspen, and Aspen would be the one who would report to whoever's managing the lists that I'm respectfully bowing out. Don't want to say that I'm graceful, but respectfully bowing out, and then I immediately drop down from my own horse and am working with the people who are managing the competition to see to the horse in whatever manner is needed.
Okay.
So.
Yes. So Aspen will help you off the horse, and get the information from the ones running the list, running the tournament. And however, you are denied any sort of access to the other knights round. So since you guys are on the opposite sides of the field, they said that they will handle it. But they will report to the other knight of your honesty and your request to help. Dame Atwood, the man that is placed with you is a hulk of a man. He probably stands 3 to 4, maybe a half a foot taller than most in this building, in this area. His horse, cold black from head to toe. The armor he's wearing is this almost obsidian black with purple, deep purple lining throughout it. And he grabs what looks like a black lance. And even before the horn start is called, charges you. What do you do?
Would this be like before the horn is called? Would that be like an offense in this scenario?
Well, for you, maybe. Let's find out. Roll me in this one, it would be valorous or cowardly. So roll me see what your valorous or cowardly, depending on which one's higher.
I rolled a 7 for valorous, which is 15.
Okay, so you see this is an opportunity for you rather than you're not going to back down from this is what you're seeing.
Which is very much up her alley. So when she sees him like start to charge before the horn even goes off, she like extends her hand to Edith and she catches the lance midair as it's tossed to her.
Yep.
And she charges right at him, like trying to stare through his armor and into his eyes.
Okay. Yeah. And as the lance is lower and you see the black lance point, you notice something strange about this black lance, though. It's pointing down. It's not aiming at you.
Oh, he's not gonna fuck up my horse. I'm not gonna let this man do that.
What do you do?
I think instead of a true strike, she is going to put her effort into parrying it away. Instead of, because she wants to protect her horse at all costs, because she doesn't have a lord that will just replace that shit for her.
Right.
And also, that's my horse. This is my best buddy.
Yeah, absolutely. Then with that, because you are using it as a parry, you will roll at I'll give you a +5 for that.
Okay.
You get 11.
That
out of 15.
is. Ooh, I rolled too high. 8, 6, 17, and my charge is 11.
Plus the 5, or
17 is plus the 5. So I rolled a 12. And my charge is 11.
no. So you would add to the
Oh, add
charge
to the
number.
thing. Oh,
Yeah.
folks at home, this is a great learning opportunity. So my charge. That makes so much more sense. My charge is a 16 and I rolled a 12.
Okay. So yeah, so I will say with that, you parry that, and with the both of you succeeding in that, with it being a parry, you just bust lances at that point. And as that happens, you both, as the lances kind of come downward and they clash at a lower angle, the splinters cross against the ground and stick into the mud and the muck that's building up over the time of all these horses running. With both of you tie double success, both hit, both lance break. I just need you to make sure you do that. I'll say with the parry though, we're not even going to do the dex check because you parried low, so neither one of you would have a potential for falling off. But as you grab your reins of your horse and you pull to turn back around, he does the same. What does Dame Atwood present herself as that shift turns?
I think she is so focused in on this guy. I don't think she's surprised at what happened. I think she is just stony. She doesn't even look at the crowd. She just grabs another lance and stares just daggers at him.
Prepares for straighting deck. Okay, awesome. And as the lances clash and the points are taken for both, what is the flag that you plant in your stack?
She has a flag that is like a field of blue and silver with a black snake coiling around the front of it. It's the flag of like a guild that is fairly common.
Mm-hmm.
Because she, for some reason, does not have a lord.
And yet somehow has entered a tournament nights.
Because she's that good.
She's that good.
I did forget to describe her though. So, She is a like 5'2" on a good day, short woman. She's like thin but has these like sinewy, like firm muscles to her.
Yep.
Her body up to her face. She takes her like helm off to exchange things. You can see that there's like really old like scarring across her face. And her eyes are just ghostly gray. And as she flips her very long, very dark braid over her shoulder so that it is not slapping against her back as she rides away. Her heraldry, her visage, and down to her very gray, dappley horse, she looks like a ghost as she is riding at this man.
All right. And as a mercenary knight, ghost of the realm, you ride again. This time, not giving him the opportunity to strike first, as the two of you clash in the center. And we're gonna roll again and see what happens.
Is my charge not my charge is not +5 anymore?
Only unless you're parrying.
I'm not gonna parry this one. I'm going straight for blood. That is a 8 to my 11.
Okay, so you succeed. He fails as his lance busts against your or his lance glances off your shield as your lance blasts into his top right shoulder, kind of pushing him back, rocking him out almost off the horse. But you notice something. I'll say, actually, you know what? I won't say that. Give me an awareness check. I'll have everybody give me an awareness check on this one. See what's happening.
That's a 3 to my 5 awareness.
Okay.
I had a 1 to my 5.
Excellent.
That's going to be a no.
So
That's going to be a yes.
So for
I would love to ring them.
succeed it, realize that this knight is not just holding, he has rope wrapped around his arm, holding himself to that horse, almost impossibly able to fall off. You can see it underneath. He has it wrapped like underneath the gauntlet, kind of pulled, and you can see it's like a piece of leather. It's not a full rope.
May I try something sneaky?
I'm not going to tell you no.
As she, like, as they ride past again, can I take a dagger off my hip and cut it?
Ooh. So I will tell you, if you are caught wielding a weapon at another knight during a joust, it is an instant qualification. But if you catch him, it's going to be funny. It's a risk.
You know what? She's so vengeful. She's going to do it. She's going to try.
So I'm going to give you this, since this is our first game together playing this, is remember, you have the opportunity to use your passions. So you can use that if you want to up your chances with that dagger.
I will definitely be using, I think this guy just reminds her of Richard.
Yep.
And like the shit that he would pull when training with her. And so she's like filled with rage. and will be using my fervor, my hatred towards
Twist this. Can I also say to Tristan, like, wow, she's doing so great, and like super loud, so hopefully people look at us for a second while she does that.
Ooh.
Why are you yelling?
Why are you...
I think that Amides and her have caught cheaters in this way before.
Yeah. I would say you would need to give some sort of, let's see here, what would we do with that?
Or if not, just pull up the loot off my back and just make a power chord.
Okay, Bard.
That's better than what I was going to suggest. Yeah.
Let's. I mean, we've got a couple options you can utilize with this. You can do compose. You can do play instruments. You can do, kind of like intrigue. It'd be the three. Orate.
Depending on how chivalric you are, Kyurgery, this is battling against cheating. So
Kyurgery is not. Kyurgery is the is a form of surgeon.
Yeah, it's like battle surgery. Like
I'll see myself out.
medic.
You're fine. I'll do play instrument.
Okay.
Or a little bit intrigue.
And we'll see if you succeed. You can give her an additional +5.
So my quick question: my fervor is a 3 under hatred of Beauchard.
Yeah.
So that would
you have
add
to roll. No, if your fervor is a 3, you have to roll 3 or under to get that.
to get the benefit.
To get the benefit.
Okay.
And I rolled a 7 on a 9, so
Okay, so you're good there.
I did not get it, but I did get that. I got that one.
So you get the +5 then.
Okay. What am I rolling for this?
So this is going to be your probably your dagger if you have a weapon attack for dagger.
Yes.
Yep. So it's going to be your dagger, and then add a +5 to that.
Okay. What is so? Would it be sword or would it be? What's my weapon attack? What's a weapon attack for dagger? Apparently, it's not on my sheet for some reason.
So that means you don't have one.
I have a dagger under weapons, but I don't have the
The skill
damage.
set for it. Yeah. So it's either going to be your brawl, or I can let you use your sword for that one.
They're both the same, so
Okay.
I just got to roll under a 15, and that's a 14.
All right. So with that, you notice that this man is holding this, and as you do, you can see you go by and you slip, and you see his hand kind of pull back for a second, and he realizes that you saw him, and he grabs it and he says, or you can't even hear what he's saying underneath his helmet, but you can hear the just fuming underneath the helmet as he rides back towards. You know he's not getting away with that again.
Nope. I'm gonna get him.
All right. Last one.
Okay. That is a 9 to my charge of 11.
6 is mine as well. So both of us need to roll a dex check in order to make sure that we don't fall.
And that is against my knockdown, right?
Your you're knocked down.
I got the exact number.
Easily,
I got 10.
you were easily able to hold, and he got 8 out of 10 as well, so he's holding as well. But yeah, the 3 bust, that final bust hits, and you watch as he rocks that final movement, and he realizes that he didn't have his safety net anymore. But his anger fueled him to hold on as the 3 of you, as it goes back, and a tie is called between the 2 of you for that strike. So, and the crowd, and everybody's like kind of anticlimactic a little bit, and he rides off, and you can see he throws his helmet to the ground and like tosses his gauntlets to the squire that's with him. He's not happy. And then we start with, as the rest of the crowd kind of cheers and some are booing. It's this really strange mix. We move to Sir Tristan. Sir Tristan, your opponent, another knight of the new king, a little bit smaller in stature. They didn't place the biggest man against the smallest woman for no reason, and she held her own with fervor and pride. But for you, The night that goes, a hand raises from the king. Not him. He deserves someone special. And another knight steps up.
Your Majesty, an honor. I presume.
Of course. Show us.
And Sir Tristan readies himself and looks down the runway to see who will be challenging him. His heart beating in his chest.
This man who you're staring out is Sir Kale, who is one of King Mordred's personal guard. And the reason you know that is he is wielding his banner, not he's wielding the king's banner, which is the black flag with the purple dragon in the middle.
Tristan looks up at King Mordred for just a moment, and then puts his attention back to Sir Kale.
Sir Kale raises his lance to you.
Raises it as well, and locks it in place.
And he locks it in place as well, and the two of you charge. Roll.
It's a 7 under 10.
5 under 15. So both succeeded. Both roll for your knockdown.
Okay.
8 under 12.
2 under 12.
Clash. This echoes throughout the arena, and you see the entire crowd erupt in an uproar as the two hit lance to lance, and they bust and break. Both of you he nods to you.
I give him a nod, but in that nod, I say to my Squire Leaf, he hits like a blacksmith. Gods! Oh.
And he takes, as he walks the others, the knight goes back to his side of the field, and you can see he grabs what looks to be some sort of heavy leather or heavy cloth, and he kind of pushes away the rest of the things that are still sticking in the armor as the dents, and he grabs a second lance, and he calls you again with his hand, with the lance rose.
So Tristan grabs his second lance from Leaf, raises it as well, and kicks into the side of his horse to charge forward.
You've got this, sir.
I hope so.
And as the lances lower again, what are we seeing in Sir Tristan right now? What is that imagery that we're seeing right there?
Sir Tristan, as the bout began, heard his brother's voices in his head. He had squired for both of them. They have both won tourneys. And he's been a knight for several years, and he has yet to win a tourney. And he hears this pressure upon him from them to prove himself. And now with King Mordred setting upon this greater opponent than just some mere knight, but one of his personal guard, it almost feels as though God himself has laid before him the opportunity to prove his worth. And he feels his heart beating again even harder as he lets out a breath and allows the galloping of his horse to he locks in his body and sets the lance in place.
What is that? What are the audience seeing this imagery of Sir Tristan? What does he look like to the audience?
So Sir Tristan stands about 5'8", pretty average man. Even under his plain armor, it's very easy to tell that he's a very athletic man. He's not broad. He's not, strapping in that regard. But you can, when he'd have his armor and his padding off, he looks extremely taut and well and fit. Before the bout began, he would have had his helmet off, and everyone would have seen that his head looked almost recently shaven, but not shaven by, a skilled barber or by a skilled hand, as there are little bits of hair that remain, and even areas in which that his head has been nicked by the knife. This fresh baldness that even he is not used to. His showing more of his light olive skin, and as he looks across everyone, his caramel brown eyes with these little flecks of gold taking in the scenery. His armor, as stated, is extremely simple with a blue tunic on top. However, the helmet that he wears does not fit the simplicity of the armor, as it is this beautiful ornate look. It has these eagle wings that wisp off from the visor, and almost seems to be a different, like a higher quality than the armor that he wears. As he looks down Sir Kale through the slit in his helmet.
And you watch as he places the helm down, and you can see the slit as he charges towards you. He's aiming to strike. He's aiming to dehorse you, but he's not doing it in a dishonorable way.
Or Sir Tristan, as I got 1 under 10.
12 under 15. So once again, we're back to rolling to see if either of us falls. 10 over 12.
11 under 12.
Holding off once again, each one of them placing reins. Your Squire Leaf, ecstatic and excited for you to show your worth, as well as who he knows you are. The rest of you, Breath is holding the final ride for Sir Tristan and Sir Kale.
In this moment, is looking over, seeing the two banners side by side, and sees his banner of diagonal blue and white stripes with a golden griffin on top, profile of a griffin on top. It's a honoring to his liege lord and the knight that raised him, his father, Sir Boris de Gaines, as he just kind of glances at that, and I can do this. I can do this.
And at that moment, you see in the crowd Sir Boris, not trying to show that he's there. He is in the crowd. He's watching. We'll do our final roll. 13 over 15.
Humble.
Oh. Roll me a d20. Let's see how bad the fumble is.
19.
As you, Sir Boris, you caught Sir Boris's gaze, took that deep breath in, and you didn't let it out, as he's told you so many times before, right before the strike, and you seize up, and that lance crushes against your armor, and you fling yourself back. But the problem isn't that you're flung back. The problem is that your foot is stuck in the stirrup of the horse, and you drag back towards your area covered in mud and muck. I need you to take 10 points of fall damage.
Yeah.
And you watch as the king stands and he claps. He's, well done, Sir Kale. And
May I-
finally, we have a celebrity in our midst. The great Palomedes, a descendant of his, has graced us with his presence. They all kind of cheer and kind of confused as well. Just
I bow and I go to the crowd and address His Majesty. Your Majesty, it is an honor to take the list. I am Setomedes.
It's an honor to have you here, Sir Knight, and I look forward to seeing a grand presence here in the joust. And the guy who originally was supposed to go after you with you, Sir Tristan, is now going to take Setomedes. This knight has what seems to be nothing spectacular about his armor. He's very plain, but functional. And you see he's... The one thing, though, that you notice is that he seems experienced. You see the way he moves his lance, you see the way he takes care of the horse, and the movements. This is not a young knight. This is somebody who's had some time in the field, and he rallies to the other side and raises his lance to Sir Setomedes.
I raise my lance to him as well as he sees me dressed in full plate with a helmet, like a sugar loaf, or kind of that Teutonic knight helmet that you see with a turban wrapped around the side, right at the brow.
Ah,
And I look straight at him, and I charge.
excellent. Let's see it. It's a 1/12.
I
Oh.
got a... What's that?
I said it's always weird to roll a 1 in this game because I get immediately, I'm like, ah! I was like, oh wait.
I got a 8 out of 10.
Nice. So yeah, both strike. We just need to roll to see if anybody falls.
I'm rolling towards my knockdown or to dex?
It would be to your it'd be to your dex. So it's 8/10
dex.
for me.
I got a 5 under 11.
Nice. Yep. And as both of the flags are placed, what does Sir Setomedes' flag look like when it's placed?
Well, as Setomedes has always been a fan of the felines and how strong the giant big cats are, it's a plain field with white on one side, and then stripes hash marked down with in between green, yellow, with a rampant leopard facing with his arms up, breathing flames and fire.
Oh, fancy.
Yeah.
Real regal look as you see this flag placed, and as it is, the knight prepares himself again, and he rides once more, but hesitates.
I get a 2 out of 10.
With that, the lance busts into this knight as you ride forward, striking him strong. And we will see if he falls. He holds, but you claim that victory.
I nod to him, and as I come back to my squire, be solid. I say for once, I'm almost speechless because this man does not seem to waver at all. It's like I'm fighting the wall.
You sir have got luck on your hands then, because that was a great blow.
Let's pray it doesn't run out. My next lap, squire.
Let's pray. As B Scarlet literally, as they hand your lance and then turn, and they're sitting in a prayer position, hoping that this does not strike you. As we do our final roll for this turn. 7 over 12.
Did you not? 10 out of 10.
Oh! And with a critical, what does that look like as you demount this veteran knight off of his
It was
horse?
kind of one of those, you think it'd be the most Michael Bay explosions, but I look and I see these Scarlets praying. I'm like, oh, we're doomed now. Then I lock on, but then I hit and it just explodes. And as it goes, I'm just like, as we ride past, and just amazed and go, yes! And then tries to pull it back in.
And with that final hit, the trumpets erupt, and the crowd goes cheers, and the king of Cornwall, the noble of Salisbury that brought you, you can see him in the kind of side area where the propped up rafters would be at, and he's clapping in the box. And he looks over, and he looks over to King Mordred, and he says, "Sir, I do believe that would be three wins and 2 losses." And you can see King Mordred's face kind of scowl at Roderick of Salisbury. He says, "A grand play tonight, and a wonderful tournament to honor the coronation of the new king, the High King, your king." And with that, you all are taken to what would be a prize area. Those that win are able to receive a golden chalice or goblet, which is given to you adorned with multiple gems, and each of you will be presented that opportunity during that time to kind of give a moment of respite to clean your wounds, to clean your armor, to take a breath, as riding for glory is not the only thing that you ride for. And Roderick,
Sorry.
Nope. I say, and Roderick greets you guys at the end. He says, "Well done, knights. Well done. A honor for you to give us this display of glory and of courage."
Thank you, good Roderick. That was a great showing from all of you, by the way.
Yes, a wonderful showing. And she glances at the hulking man that cheated. It is so wonderful to see that honor in a tournament such as this is not something we use in a way to gloat, but in a way to showcase our confidence in our own skills. And she's staring at the man that was cheating.
Daggers at this man. And you can see he's taken his place, and a couple of the others have moved, but their knights didn't really show here. They came, they grabbed their goblets, the ones that won, and the others didn't even return to this area to speak. He looks.
A couple of the people seem to be handling it better than others.
Are you all right? Seems
I look at Tristan and I say, "Are you alright, my friend?"
Ingram also looks to Tristan, who's still kind of covered in mud.
still covered in mud and horse shit, and his helmet is off, and like there's mud plastered across his face as he's like trying to wipe it off. Aside from a bruised pride, and I'm fine.
Don't be sad, my friend. I'm glad you got that one. I don't think I could have taken it.
I'm happy to have been here, to have fallen on that sword for you, Sir Centimedes.
Such is the way of knighthood, my friend. We all must take our falls.
And it was a good blow you took as well. I don't think any of us would have hazarded it much better than you did. Hats off to you. Also, let me help you out just a little bit.
I'm like, I go up and like take a smuts out too. We all kind of like get the smuts. You got smuts. Oh,
We're all just surrounding you and wiping the blood off.
He's literally clinging.
I wave for Romero to bring a handful of rags. Start trying to get the worst of it off the back of the armor.
I told B Scarlet to bring like the big tub of water, but I lure you outside first and we pour it over your head, kind of like a great Gatorade win. Just to get it all off.
The Nickelodeon slime.
You see the rest of you get to a spot where it wouldn't be dishonorable to do this, and then you just jump.
Yeah. We go outside.
Sir Tristan literally, like, before this happens, God only gives to those to ensure that they learn modesty, I suppose. Give it to me.
And the water just whoosh on top of you. The cold water against what would be a very warm skin from the blood flowing of everything that's happened. You'd had a bit of a fall. Are you all right?
I'm all right. Few bruised ribs. Again, bruised ego. Might have sprained a
I
wrist.
took one. Cool. He'll be fine.
We can walk
I didn't know
down
you were
to.
sawbones.
A bit of wine or ale or whatever His Majesty is providing for the feast tonight. Well,
The Kyurgan could check if you'd like.
there's no need. It's fine. I've had worse. He says, absolutely lying.
Yeah, he's like,
My advice, friend, do not impede your next battle with the pride of this one. Please, get yourself checked out.
Well, send the surgeon my way.
With that, a individual seems to be dressed in very nice noble's clothes. Walks up and he says, "The king has asked for an audience with all of you before the feast."
It would be an honor.
I can
As
say
His
I'm not
Majesty wishes.
intrigued.
I think we collectively ask for like another minute, at which point we just continuously just scour Sir Tristan.
Yeah, let's get him presentable for the king.
Fortunate he doesn't have hair that needs to dry.
Ha ha.
Sir, if I'm being rude, I apologize, but maybe we clean the rest of it up before you go in to see the king.
I'm sure the surgeons can also take care of that. It was hard to see in the creek. Is it really that bad?
It does imply that you were never taught how to shave.
Not my head.
Is it that different?
I hand Romero
Perhaps it is
like my hunting knife.
autistic? An artist's choice.
A blind artist?
I'm not blind.
Seems
I
to
go and look to see if we have another turban to put on his head that might fit, but they're all too big, and they kind of like drape over his head. I'm like,
Got nothing.
Well, just make it quick and please try to avoid the scabs that I've given myself. I hurt like hell.
Sure, let's see how this goes. Who's going to do this? Or are we going to have one of the squires do it?
James, you know the squires have better stats than we do.
I do. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. An average squire.
I'm just gonna throw all of our squires at him just real quick. It's gonna look like some kind of Looney Tunes, like dust goes and.
Yeah, I will say that if Romero has been handed the knife, that Romero will do it, and they definitely did. It's nothing spectacular, but it does clean up the rest of your hair, as you have a clean-ish shave with a hunter's knife. But there's no patches anymore, so at least everything is even for the most part.
Take it.
And the Earl continues to. I don't know what the king wants to say with you all, but do be careful.
I do have one question. Is this normal to have a private audience with the king? Okay, cool. Yeah, Tristan's in that regard. Tristan's radar is going off and is very, very suspicious.
He says that a new kingdom is here. So I don't know what he's looking for. I don't know if he's hunting for anything. But from what I know is at least two of you have connections to the old ways. So please be careful. I respected him. I respected your father, and I respected his uncle. And you realize now that the Earl of Salisbury knows all three of you, like all three of the main. So he's met Arthur, Lancelot, and Palamedes.
I would have also have met Boris the Gaines.
I think when he starts to mention about, like, perhaps this has something to do with the connections of the old world, you could see that Sybil was very on edge. Like, her nails were pressing into the palms of her hands, and then when that is what is brought up, she kind of relaxes a little bit.
Be on our best behavior. We appreciate the warning.
We shouldn't keep His Majesty waiting. Let's fill up our cups and get there, shall we?
Excellent. I'll be at the feast tonight. I look forward to seeing you all.
As do we.
Onward and upward.
And the individual escorts you out of the lists and back towards the keep of Camelot, where you all are sat in what seems to be a waiting room. But one of the strange things you realize as you walk through the town is that the stories and the rumors and the songs of a joyous town full of vibrancy and life and light is now dulled. The gray and brown kind of eat at everything in this now. Banners that once would be vibrant in color are all dark, some tattered, some ripped. And the only ones you see that are of color in this waiting area are shredded in ribbons. A spindly, long, tall gentleman walks up and he says, "The king will see you now."
Now, I'm not claiming any of us are of high station, but this looks like somebody who would be familiar to any of us.
Also happily do a recognize.
Yeah, let's do a recognize for those that want to or believe that you might.
That's a 10 on a 10.
That is, where is recognized? The heck? Where is that?
Recognize will be
Non-combat skills.
yes.
Recognize. That is a 5 on a 5.
All right, y'all.
Wow.
Only a 9 on 10, but still. Mhm.
Yeah, you definitely are pulling those numbers.
I have never seen this man before in my life.
I've never seen this man before.
I freaking love Srinkra.
I have no idea who this person is.
Who are you?
So, interesting enough, this individual, you probably all remember him as a member of the clergy, but more of like a not the not the high bishop, but just like a cardinal. And now he is known as Lord Vane the Seneschal. Or he has moved. It seems he has found some sort of stature, and is also the bookkeeper for the king.
Obviously, Tristan knows what a seneschal is,
Mhm.
but for the audience at home, what is the seneschal?
So the seneschal, because I don't fully remember anymore either. Thanks. Yeah, I was reading on it.
Welcome.
Right. Yeah.
I believe it's someone that like handles like the day to day within the
Yeah,
town.
Yeah, so they handle the data. They're kind of the governor of a larger location. They do a lot with the books, and they also work very heavily with the religious order in the area. So they would be the ones that would control most of the offerings. They would be the ones that would be able to gather nobility taxes, things like that. So yeah.
Perfect. I'm so glad we cleared that for the audience at home because I absolutely knew that. Absolutely. So perfect.
Before he became this like big guy, would he have
Mhm.
traveled a lot as in his job and his work, like through different towns? Like, is that how we could have known him, or is it more of just like I know you from your station?
Oh no, absolutely. He would have been under the order of the church, but he would have been a tax collector. So you would have seen him.
He is
throughout.
probably visited during her squirehood a few times.
Everyone's favorite person.
Everybody's favorite
tax
person.
guy.
And now has full control of all the money within the kingdom. So that's great. But
Nothing will go wrong there.
nothing. No. As he escorts you down this long hallway towards the throne room, you see guard after guard after guard, and at the end, you see the individual that both you, Dame Atwood, and Sir Tristan had met during the joust. The Sir Kale kind of gives you a nod, and you walk by as the doors open.
Tristan would have given a nod back. True respect from that joust.
Yeah, the other one just snorts. He just does not give any sort of recollection whatsoever.
She doesn't even look at him.
Didn't think so.
Yeah.
And as the doors open into this, what should be a joyous location, it's dark. The fires are very dimly lit, and sitting in front of you is something that you all have heard of, but most of you probably have never seen, and that is the round table. Only this is covered in a black, almost cloth, like a mourning cloth would be for anything else. And then the throne sits on the other side. King Mordred walks in, sees you all, stands up. He says, "A fantastic display at the joust today. You all made your Earl proud."
Thank you, my king.
Malish. I kneel for a second and get back.
Yeah, the whole
The whole
kit and caboodle
kit and caboodle.
shebang.
Ditto.
Tristan does the same, but his eyes are on the round table. amount of stories that he heard from Sir Boris would have been countless, and his eyes are just glued there.
Glued to it. I need strong knights. I need knights who have a fire in them. And I need knights who will pledge their allegiance to me. You all showed such fire, such courage, such honor, such greatness. Do
You're
you
at your
swear
service.
your allegiance to me, your king?
I would be proud to, my lord.
Without hesitation, my liege.
It is an honor.
That is what you wish.
He
Good, my
waits.
sword, Your Majesty.
Excellent. And as my first decree, my new knights, the individual that you saw, Dame Atwood, walks in with not a sword, but an axe. I need to know your allegiance. The old ways are gone. A new order is here. We will unite those of Christians and pagans alike under one banner. And it starts here. And Aelwulf, the individual that you saw, brings the axe up over and strikes the round table. It splinters. Now who will help me bring in a new age?
Okay, for clarity, old world wood, a legendary table, one axe swing.
No. It splinters as it busts into it.
Got it.
It's not broken yet. There's a hole in it. And he hands after that swing, he walks over to Sir Ingram and hands you the axe.
And I think in that moment, there is kind of a look to the others. I think particularly towards Tristan, who he knows. Because Ingram has heard these stories, he's heard the legends. But this is also a culture that is not entirely his own. And I think in this moment, he understands that there is a weight to this that he will never truly feel nor be able to understand. And I think there is a moment where he looks to Tristan, not necessarily for permission, but to sort of judge Tristan's reaction.
Tristan has gone white. All color has left his face as this executioner is killing the ways of the old king, of his kin, of those who have stood tall against tyranny and darkness. He does not look at you. He does not respond to you. The look on his face is one of shock and horror. And I'd even say that in the way that someone who watches something so precious to them, something they've heard so many stories about, being defiled, a tear runs down his cheek.
I think Sybil does not hesitate at all to grab the axe. This is representative of heroes that she was told growing up to sell her the image of being a knight and what knighthood would be like and the fellow knights that she would encounter. And then all of that to her has been a lie. And so she puts all of her rage at the life that she was sold, that she was never given, that these heroes and wonderful knights in shining armor do not exist. And she stares at the man across from her and buries it in the wood.
You hear that splinter, that crack, as another chunk. On your character sheet, I need you to change your fealty to the new king.
Where would I find that?
Under your passions.
Top right.
Of the non-combat.
King. She's not too fond of this guy either, but she is doing what she needs to do to protect herself.
Correct. And I want you to do a check mark towards that as well. Sir Rowan, Sir Setamides, Sir Ingram.
I looked at Sir Tristan, and I know this is a room with an audience, that we are certainly not amongst ourselves, and even as knights traveling with one another, we haven't known each other for too long. And with a hand against your shoulder, like closed fist, so as to not to assume too much familiarity, I say, good lad, we can have a gab about it later, but for now, it's just a table.
It's not the table that I focus on. It's not the
men-
table that I weep for. It's what it's
The
stood
men-
for.
The men who sat here are dead. The world we are in is different. And you can feel the rage. And I think you would have been around her enough to know what that rage is pointed towards.
As that rage builds, the first thing you feel is the temperature seems to drop in this room. Life itself feels like it's being pulled out of this room one strike at a time. It's almost as if you breathe and you start to see that breath. That tear starts to crackle as it holds towards your face. And you look up and you see what seems to be a stained glass that should shine onto this table. But because the way that it's been cut, the light just doesn't hit it the same way anymore.
Do we get the read on the situation that if we don't strike the table, it will mean for negative consequences?
He has not moved, but you can tell that he is looking at each of you very intently on what you choose here.
Do not throw away your life for ghosts.
Not all of them are dead. Some of them are still alive. However, I take the axe. I raise it, but then I don't throw it or put my strength into it. I let it fall and drop from my hand. And with the weight too. Fall, so it's not like I'm throwing it completely.
Yeah.
Like,
And you watch a small kind of chip off of it. And
where did the chip go? Does it fly high?
no.
Can I try to catch it?
Ooh. Sure. Give me a dexterity characteristic. Yeah, characteristic check.
Ooh.
Understood that correctly. You struck the table or you threw the axe?
I didn't throw it, like, I let it high, and I kind of just let it drop and let gravity take it.
Got it.
But, like, I don't really, like, swing into it
You
hard. I
didn't
kind of just, like,
throw it.
I rolled a 9 out of 11.
Okay.
If I can subtly catch it, just keep it.
You see it, and it kind of, it doesn't linger in the air, but it is enough that you can kind of reach your hand out and grab as it chips off.
As I catch it, I'll be like, my king.
I look to the other two.
And I look back and seeing this display, I think Ingram's eyes kind of go in between Sybil and Tristan one more time. And at the mention of ghosts and change, there is sort of an instinctive, you see his hand move to the chest plate. And though you don't see it as it's tucked behind layers of padding and armor, he feels that little bronze medallion that he wears as an amulet. A hand-me-down piece of the family legacy he carries with him. And he looks at Tristan, and even though Tristan's not really looking back, anybody who does see Ingram sees that look of, it's not abject sympathy, but there is an understanding that he knows that there is a certain weight and an expectation, and he realizes that while this table doesn't carry the same weight that it does to Tristan, he knows what that weight feels like in its own way. And with that, he'll step up and he'll take the axe. And I think probably for the first time that this group has ever seen, Ingram actually kind of looks his height. That usual stature of slightly walking on his toes to appear taller than he is, the chest out, proud, head held high, is simply just a flat walk forward. His actual shorter stature, and very much in the same way as his compatriot Setimides, he'll raise the axe more in show than anything. And with that moment of just a quick whispered, not quite prayer, that this guide his actions forward, and that whatever spirits of those who have passed before him are with him in this moment guide that path. He too will kind of just let his hand fall, the axe with it, almost then that same way that gravity pulls it down, and he just keeps hold of it as it falls into the table.
And it chip away once again. Nothing extravagant, nothing that breaks through, but still chips. It's still one more piece that's fallen away from this table. And then something
hand out.
happens. You hear clanging of metal outside. You hear the frantic of somebody outside pounding against the door. And then it halts. Guards? Guards! Sir Kale, go look for that. And he opens the door, and you see all 12 guards laying on the ground, armor collapsed.
Like dead, or their bodies have disappeared?
Unconscious.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see they're not gone, but they are unconscious.
They're collapsed on the ground.
Correct.
Not crumpled soda can armor, just collapsed men.
Correct. Yeah.
I was like, what is that?
Is Merlin there?
Magic.
My liege, it's probably better that we get you out of this space. The vast majority of your guard seems to have fallen. We are at your service.
Yes, of course. We must leave.
Do I see who has made this ruckus?
There's nobody there.
All the more reason for us to abscond as quickly as possible. And I look to his attendant, or not attendant, but I look specifically for Lord Vane. Say, my lord, is there another means by which we can escape here with the king?
Oh yes, we have multiple ways out. We have. And you start to see blood pour down his eyes. You see a ethereal hand pull through and then stop. And he collapses to the ground. It's the first time you've seen this in this moment, as a shadowed, hooded figure just lingers between what seems to be hiding behind a veil almost of what is there and what is not. And as it looks at each of you, I need you to give me, because this opening in the face shows differently to each of you. So I need to know the last person that you saw perish in life. Each of you. And we'll start with Sir Setomedes, as this is the face you are seeing.
Is it someone close to you? Or
The
is it
last
someone
person
just
you saw die.
It was probably one of the foes that I fought when I was going through my knighting days. Someone I had to slay. I remember looking at their faces, I had to render judgment upon them.
And you see that face in the exact moment where that sword pierced. You see how the face looked, the expression that was on it, the way his eyes looked at you. And it's weird because the way this moves, you only see what you want, what you're supposed to see. So as it shifts its look over to Sir Tristan, who do you see?
I see a girl probably about the age of 13 who had died in an abbey, in a hospital, had died of some fever. She had boils all over her face, drool, and spit as she coughed up those last few breaths. But someone young that he had gone to in order to attend to the needy and the sick, to give back in a Christian way. And this was someone that he had kind of helped tend to for her last moments, to help her pass as peacefully as possible, though it was not a passable blessing for her.
And then that face glazes back over to Dame Atwood.
I think it is the face of one of her friends from the Beauchard estate who was caught stealing from the kitchens, and Beauchard had her put to death.
You can see that look. You remember when that happened, you were in that room. He made you stay in that room. And she looked straight at you when it happened, when he cut her down. Sir Rowan, it glazes over to you.
Part of my kit undoubtedly includes like a very low-end rudimentary rondelle, just for night purposes, if you will. But my hand drifts towards the dirk that actually goes along the back of my belt, because the face that I see is one that I was waiting until I attained my knighthood to deal with. For the lord that I was working with was a just person, as were many in the court that he presided over under the king, but that didn't stop a guard captain from becoming a little bit too familiar with scullery maids in a manner that was unbefitting of anybody of any station. So the face that I see is somebody who, as a result of my pagan lineage, received threefold return. Not with the knife that people know me to carry, but the one that I keep behind.
And last but not least, Sir Ingram, who do you see?
I think the last person that Ingram would have seen pass was probably kind of a distant relative, probably like a second cousin on his father's side, who had become ill in the journey overseas in crossing and had passed somewhat, perhaps as peacefully as possible, given illness, within the little countryside home that the family had inherited. And I think it's probably somebody he really didn't know well, and it takes him a moment to really process the face that he's seeing. But the features distinct, looks a little bit almost like his father in some ways. And I think that kind of catches him by surprise.
As this happens, the five of you see this figure, what seems to be just incapacitates Lord Vane. And the king, you can see now, not the proud and strong king that you noticed, but behind Sir Kale and Aelwulf, hiding almost behind the throne itself, says, "Protect me! Make sure this thing doesn't come near us!"
With all respect, my liege, it's a ghost. Swords may not harm the way you wish it to.
How do you know?
He put his arm through that man. I don't think solids do much for it.
I am your king. Strike that thing.
Do I have a lore check or a folklore check so I can actually think what this actually is?
Sure.
Okay, everything.
Give me a folklore.
I got a 4 out of 10. Or 4 under 10.
4 under 10. You would know this is a Wraith of Woe. These creatures are from what would be called the Wastelands, which is a form of the Fae that lingered before King Arthur's reign. These are old tales.
Do I know if they... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
In these tales, is like iron still a thing that will hurt it?
These tales show that iron can hurt it, but there has to be something else added to it, some sort of focus, some sort of emotional connection of why. What are you? There has to be something else. It's not just iron. Not mere iron will hurt these creatures.
Before we strike it, can I ask what it wants? And why has it slayed this man?
The veil. And you hear this and it echoes throughout the room. It says, the veil is broken.
Mm.
That doesn't sound like reason enough to have stricken down this individual.
Not another word comes from this creature as he reaches towards you, Rowan, and goes to swipe. I'll need to have your give me your dex.
It's 12.
Just swiping with his claws, or does it have a weapon, or is it just his hand?
It's just its hand.
His
It's
hand.
as if it goes through the body.
Before it was prepared, like since I was asking the question, am I within range? Can I try to push him out of the way so he doesn't get swiped at if he misses?
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's going to be your. It's probably a grapple, I believe, is what you utilize. So either brawling or, yeah, it'd probably be brawling.
Brawling, I rolled a 9. So
Okay.
9 out of 10. Sorry, under 10.
Actually,
Just
no,
in case you missed.
it would actually probably be your strength, because that would be to push, pull, things like that.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, that's 12. That's fine. Still under.
Yeah, so you push him out of the way, and this thing swipes at you instead.
Not to play, but wait. I do believe that I stated my hand was always reaching for my dirk. As I'm flying away, I would be pulling that forward as I shout, Scatha! Mortagul! I am calling on death gods of pagan lore as I swipe at this creature.
Okay.
Tristan crosses himself as soon as those words are uttered.
Oh, now's not the time, Tristan.
Okay. While that's happening, and this is all happening all at the same time, pretty much, this creature is going to swipe at you. Only, I need to know what your armor is, because this thing is taking 12. This is at 12. What is your armor? Not your shield, your armor.
10. His is 10.
His is 10? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So then you take 2 points. So it would be just a minor wound.
And James, for what it's worth, I rolled a 6, which is under all of my attack numbers. So
Excellent. So yeah, roll me your damage.
Cool.
So that'd be for your sword.
1 sec, I need to roll 5d6.
Correct. While that's happening, what the rest of you doing?
She feels a bit of spite from this guy, from this group, and she can't help but have a little respect for it. She has a sword that she always keeps sheathed. She's gonna pull it out, and it has just very blatantly Beauchard engraved into it. It's the thing that she stole on her wedding day, among other things. But and so she
married?
No.
Almost.
No. She lifts it in stance to this thing. Before I go any further, what is it that you want?
It no longer speaks. This creature is no longer. The voices that it's calling out is a cacophony of just screams, wails, and moans.
It said that the veil has been broken.
It says the veil has been broken.
Ingram has his hand on the hilt of his sword, but he hasn't drawn it yet. And there is a moment of hesitation and I think confusion. He's less familiar with these tales and these stories to really, I think, know what this is. But the last thing he did before this thing showed up was essentially ask his dead ancestors for some kind of guidance and sign, and he has just seen the face of his dead ancestor that's not really like a dead family member.
Yep.
In something that's not really given him a good vibe. And I think there is a deep sense of confusion.
Okay. Do me a favor. Give me either a spiritual or worldly, whichever one's higher.
Oh, it's spiritual by a long shot. That is a 5 under 16.
Yeah, easily. Yeah, this is something that you immediately kind of connect to, as though you've seen your ancestor in this. This is not how you saw your ancestor. Your ancestor was not. They weren't mad at you. They weren't angry. They weren't sad. They were dying, right? Like they were at peace. And this doesn't feel, from what you're told about how ancestry works and how your spiritualism works, this doesn't make sense. And you're not processing it in a way to, you can't rationalize this. This is not rationalized. And what'd you get, Rowan?
19.
19 points?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So you watch as you slash with this dirk into this creature, and you hear it wail and scream and cry all at once. But no blood is shown. No marking is there. Something hit it. You don't know what hit it. You felt something hit. Don't know what it is.
Is the axe anywhere still, or is it still on the ground, or did the other guy pick it up?
The other guy picked it up. He's about to swing it. He's going to swing it at this thing too.
I do believe you're holding a shard of a very important table dough.
It's true. I'm gonna put the shard in my hand,
Mm-hmm.
and are we gauntleted? I forgot. Did we come in there wearing clothes, or?
Yeah, you guys didn't change. You didn't have any time to change.
I'll put it within my gauntlet,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna strike, and I'm just gonna throw like a punch right at its jaw.
Okay.
And try to just strike it with, and I'm gonna say under my breath, the old ways are not gone.
Okay. As you do that, give me a brawling roll. We're gonna come back real fast. Dame Atwood, you said you were holding to swing.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Would you like to swing as well?
Yes.
Okay. Sir Tristan, you seeing all this, what is going through your mind?
I feel like the two worlds of his that he knows, that of Christianity and that of the old ways, are clashing with each other, where part of him is like, I should just be praying to God and setting this devil back to the hells, because clearly that's what it is. But also the stories that he had heard of the way in which Arthur received Excalibur from the Lady in the Lake, of the majesty and kind of this magic of the old ways. There's just this constant pull, and so he's just paused there, both silently saying a prayer and pulling out his CX from his back, just holding it. But in the way he's standing, it almost looks like he's not there to attack.
Okay.
I got a 19. That is not. Nope.
You watch as the blade just goes through this creature, just straight through.
She's also just kind of like side-eyeing the Axeman, kind of hoping that the Wraith kills him next.
Sir Sedamine,
Well,
what did you roll?
I rolled an 8 out of under 10 for brawling.
Okay. And what did you do for damage?
I'm not sure what I roll for damage on that.
Brawling, it's going to be brawling damage. It should be right underneath your weapon damage.
I didn't write it down. I'm sorry. I don't.
This can be strength plus size.
It usually matches the number of your weapon
Yes.
damage die. So for me, it's 5 dice for weapons, so I have 5 brawling damage.
Yeah, so it's just 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
5d6 though. Okay.
So it's just 5 then. It's not 5d6.
Oh, just a.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
For
brawling
brawl.
damage is just a flat damage. Yeah, so you punch this thing and you watch as you do. You've noticed blades go through this thing. You've noticed this thing crying strangely with certain items. And as you place that splinter in your gauntlet and punch it, you feel immediately that graze of hardness behind the gauntlet as it's punched. And this creature wails back like this and kind of staggers for a moment as you strike it. And it kind of fades back out of existence.
Mhm.
And that's how legends are made, my boy. Good
Call for the
work.
guards. We must destroy this thing before it comes back. Beowulf,
Yes, Aelwolf. Hit it, why don't you?
and he strikes it again. And again. And you
Wait,
watch
what's he striking?
the table.
Oh,
He strikes it again and again. And you watch as King Mordred just crosses his hands and smiles, watching this thing just splinter one after the other. For those that believe in the round table, this is like a pulse of a strike every time in your chest. You feel the heart hit twice, 3, 4. At one point, it gets to the point where it becomes numb because of how many times he's hit this thing. And at the end, as he's sitting there panting and exhausted, and he looks down as you just see this thing is in large pieces and chunks. The only thing left that would be resembling a table is the metal rim around the edges that kept it in hold, still warped and torn. And that is the beginning of a new age. These false gods, these old ways are nothing.
Tristan looks at him. To your knights are to be. Execution is then.
We do what we must. And with that, I think you all need to get ready for the feast. And he will escort himself out along with Aelwolf and Kale.
Kale.
Leaving the 5 of you in an empty throne room with some new guards showing up shortly after to check on and make sure that nothing else goes wrong.
Is Lord Vane dead?
Yes.
And he wants to have a feast?
Yes.
I never liked that guy anyway.
Okay. I didn't get the notion we were going to agree with that guy too well, but like...
Lord Vane is dead. The 6 guards that were outside the throne room are dead.
Tristan, his eyes are still on the table as he moves. He still has his 6 in his hand, sets it on the ground, and removes one gauntlet, picks it back up, and slices his hand, and lets out a bit of blood, and places it upon the remnants of the table. My blood is still in the old ways. I still hold the table. And then we'll take part of like a rag and wrap his hand once again. So we'll wrap his hand to stop.
As you do that, you hear this shift in stone down on the back end of the throne room. You hear as a secret door is opened. 2 very reminiscent individuals standing there as Sir Boris and Sir Palamedes, hidden behind the stone wall. You grab the old ways. They do not understand what they've done, but they will very soon. We have much to speak about. But as of this moment, if you're with him, you're dead.
My eyes go to Dame Atwood.
I said what I needed to stay alive. It doesn't mean anything about my fealty.
So you owe me nothing. It's no.
Arguing amongst you all is not going to save this world. What this man has done, he does not know. For that was much more than just a mere table.
You don't say.
This man broke and opened eyes to a veil that neither this world or the old one ever wanted to see open again. And he walks up to the splinters and he grabs one and he places it in his hand. You all need to run. He hands a splinter to each of you. Stay united and run. We will send word when we can. But we need to secure something first. So
No, Uncle, we just met. We can't leave. We'll stay by your side.
no, you have to. We have one more thing we have to do. And then we'll meet up in Salisbury in a day. You all need to get out of this city. It's not safe.
I trust you'll bring answers to Salisbury.
We'll bring more than answers. We'll bring what we need to do. And he places the shattered pieces in each of your hands. Sir Palamedes walks up to you, Sir Setomedes, gives you this big, heavy hug. And he says, that is why you were able to hit that thing. Hold on to this. But do know, after tonight, if anybody finds you have one of these shards, you'll be treasonous to the king.
Understood, Uncle. Understood.
Now go. And he kind of points towards the hidden doorway that they came out of.
James, you had described the table as basically being put 2 splinters apart
Yes.
from the middle rim, right?
Yes.
Would it be practical in that moment to look down and see if there are 5 chunks large enough to be worked into sword grips?
I don't see why not.
I am more than happy to grab a quick armful and then make haste.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think Sybil will stare some daggers at the 2 men that came in here because they are round table knights and they did not win, and that is the reason why the world is the way it is now. And she'll just silently tuck the splinter into her braid and just walk out without another word.
Ingram? Sir Ingram?
Ingram will kind of close a gauntleted hand around the shard. Then I think he'll look to Tristan. We should go.
Tristan turns to Sir Boris, and almost out of reflex, Uncle. I mean, Sir
It's
Boris.
fine. My son, you have been mine since the day I met you. I failed. We've failed to keep the veil hidden. He tried so hard. Your father tried so hard.
Clearly not hard enough. I'll see you in a day.
We will see you in a day. We will have a lot more to talk about. Thankfully, the Earl knows what we have to speak about. And he
Is
gives
there a
you
torch on the
probably...
side of the...
What was that?
I said, is there like a torch on the side of the walkway? Like,
Yeah.
re-enter?
Yeah, there's a torch, and it'll lead you back down what would seem to be a kind of a wraparound, almost like a. I'm trying to think of what they would be, but if for some reason you would get a barricade or within the throne room, they would need a way around out. So you take that passage down into the cellar area, and then you escort outward towards. And as that last moment happens, Sir Boris gives you what would be probably the strongest hug you've ever felt by Sir Boris. And as he steps away, he goes, "Your father would be proud."
I know he is. He's looking at me now.
And with that, they leave out the front. You hear blades raised as clashing happens, as Sir Boris and Sir Palamedes do, in fact, cause a little bit of a ruckus. The five of you exiting out of what seems to be a hidden passage down to horses already saddled and ready as you ride off towards Salisbury. Letters and stories, things like this of old, starting to run through your minds, each of you. Things that we were told as children of Fae and of the wastelands and of the world beyond the world. Now seeing it in real view is odd, unique, but also distant, especially to some of you. And you ride down this road heavy, the horse clopping from one as hard as they can, trotting away, and you leave what seems to be Camelot, now placed in what looks like a heavy mist behind you. The clouds heavy over top, and the rain starts to pour, cleansing the ground once again with the water of the sky. And that is episode 1 of The Broken Veil. Thank you all for coming. This is going to be a short mini-series here where we're going to find out what happens after the round table has been splintered and what is going on. I have an amazing bomb cast this year, and I can't wait to continue to explore this story. And I look forward to it very soon. Thank you all for joining us. Have a good night. Whoo!
Wow. That was
Oh boy.
Holy
Good job, everybody. Hot to get a damn.